Hey, how you doing? This is Dennis Jingles with Dynamic Dads. Today I have a guest come on and we're gonna talk about fatherhood. It's Saturday, but Father's Day is tomorrow. So we're just gonna come in today and talk about Henry, and we're just gonna, give us a little bio about who he is. But most importantly, we're gonna praise and honor him for Father's Day. He's gonna come on and give you this wonderful story about where he's from, what he's done in his life, and how great he is, how wonderful it is to be a father. So once again, Dynamic Dads, positive attitude, full of energy and new ideas. And we welcome all of the guests who are here today listening to Dynamic Dad Podcast, and we're going to get right into it. Oh, man, Henry, man, how you feeling today, brother?
I'm doing good. Doing awesome.
Man, it's great to have you on, man. It's great to have you on. You enjoying your day so far?
Yeah, so far, been great. Waking up, seeing the kids like I always do. My daughter had tennis practice. I ran 2 miles, and in the heat. So far so good, man.
That's awesome, man. And I got this jazz music play. I'm gonna kill the jazz music there. So just be me and you
Okay.
talking, okay? I know I wanted to put a little music in the background, but it might be a little too hard right there for now. So tell me, brother, give me a little bio back about who you are, man. Tell people who you are.
Well, first of all, my name is Henry Bryant. I'm from Florida, Delray Beach, Florida, Palm Beach County. And I was just a little kid with a dream. Been through the system a little bit. My mom passed away when I was 3, and my sister was 1.5, and we ended up going in the foster care system. So things was a little hard at time. They separated me and my sister. She went to one home, I went to another. At one point, I didn't even know I had a sister
Wow.
because we were separated so long. So back in the day in Palm Beach County, they call it DCS nowadays. Back
Right.
then, it was called HRS. And I believe they changed that whole process is what they do when they uh, come in the household and take kids away from their parent. They end up, instead of separating them, they keep them together. Now I think that started
Right.
with me and my sister in 83, 84 in Palm Beach County. So eventually I went back home. My real family eventually came and got us out of foster care, and I got a chance to be around my dad, and I realized to find out that my pops, he was on drugs, in the streets. His drug of choice was crack cocaine. He did some things in front of me my whole life. Like sleep with women, smoke, buy from the drug dealers in the neighborhood, and 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 that's supposed to be that's my father. You know what I mean? I couldn't understand
Right.
why he would do something like that right in front of me. But you know what? That didn't break me. It made me, because all the things that I seen what he do, I knew as a kid around 9, 13. I said, if I ever have kids, I want to be a father, because anybody can be a dad.
Yeah, I can relate to that, brother. I too come from a similar situation as yours. My father was in and out of jail and on drugs my early years of my life. Pretty much most of my life, he was in on drugs in and out of jail, stuff like that. So I can relate to what you're saying, man. It's a very what I have on my podcast that we have talking every day is called the trauma in the house. And that's a traumatic experience that you go through at a very young age. Your eyes are open to things that you never thought that you should have to see at that age, man. You automatically like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Your
Yeah,
mind becomes at a point where it's like critical thinking is important because it's survival move right there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Your
You
innocence
know,
is snatched away from you. You're like, what happened?
yeah. Yeah, because I tell people all the time when I do public speaking, I had to grow up at a very young age. You know what I mean? And I believe that age. You know what I mean? I remember in 5th and 6th grade, I had a mindset as a teenager, as a 17.
Yeah,
Because like
yeah,
you said, you have to grow up quick.
right.
A lot of confusion there when you see those things in life at an early age.
Yeah, but like you said, the most important thing you said though, it didn't break you, man. It helped mold you,
No,
and that was one thing that did to me, man. I was on one day I was over my friend's house and I'm playing on the floor, and one of my dad's friends came in. They was a little group that they were hanging together, and so I'm sitting there playing, and one of his guys came in. He said, "Yo, who's that?" He said, "Oh, that's Stoney's son." He said, "Yeah, he looked just like him. So he gonna go out to be just like his dad." I was like 7 years old. when that hit my spirit, bro, just like you said, I immediately said I would not grow up to be like him. At 7, I'd already declared and decreed in my mind that I would not do that. That's not going to be me.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know, because I had the same what you just said. I experienced something just like that, and and man, that kind of, you know what I mean. I can't believe I'm sitting here about my job about to drop because I can't believe you went through that. And it's just funny, you know, you could come from all parts of the country or all parts of the world. Somebody always, you know, going through trauma just like that. So, you know what I mean, that keeps motivating me to be the best that I am as a father. Because I know, you know what I mean, I shouldn't be dwelling on, you know, the pain, the hurt, and, you know, because I always think that somebody out there going through worse and overcoming it.
Yeah, no doubt, man. It's definitely. Hold on, I'm gonna call. So I had texted my brother before I hit you, asked what he was up to maybe get him to come on. He usually want to, support me or something like that. But I hit him at the
Nice.
wrong time. But yeah, definitely, man. I mean, as a young age, the trauma is real, and that's the reason why I go out and I talk to young men and I talk to fathers about what they do, the action, the calls to action of what you do. You know, your children are watching you. They hear what you're saying, and if you're gonna be that father, you gotta be that leader, and that leader, you gotta take responsibility.
Oh yeah, you definitely. You know what I mean. We have to set that foundation. You know what I mean. You know, I'm trying to look for the words here, but you know, definitely you have to be a leader because, like you said, they watching us at all time in our action, and we only can lead by example. And most people, you know what I mean, if their father's not leading by example, there's a lot of kids out there following those same footsteps as their father. So you know what I mean. We have to find more leaders and young and men to show them that, you know, even though your father's going through that, we can still be a leader no matter what, even though he's not showing leadership.
Yeah. So as you talking, man, you said you're from Florida, man, and you leave the fact you went through the system. At what point in time, as you actually go back to your family, did that start to give you that support to now you're on a somewhat stable lifestyle that you have a home now, you're not in the system anymore?
Well, man, you know, that's a really tough question there because to be real honest with you, and they did come and get us. They, I felt like they didn't do it for the, you know what I mean? It was just mixed motion. I don't know if they did it for the heart or did it for the check. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
when you in the system, you get a check from Social Security every month. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Exactly.
So back home, a lot of people was taking advantage of those things. So there's been times like, you know, in my life experiences that I'm like, man, you know, does she really love us or do she love the check more than us? So you know what I mean? Now growing, seeing everything early in my age, I think she loved my father and them loved the check for what they was getting for 2 kids. So you know, it was hard.
So knowing that, I mean, like you said, you're in survival mode now, and you saying we just here for the money. What does that really do to your psyche as far as you as growing up as a young man? You got to deal with going to school. You got to come back home and not feeling no kind of love, no kind of affection. What did that do to you then?
Well, like I said earlier, you know, I had to grow up quick. You know, when you go through those things, you see your father doing what they're doing. You have to grow up quick. So what I did was I had one of my cousins pretend to be my father. His name Ben Bryant. You know, he's part of the foundation called Mad Dads, and they help the community back home. So he played as one of my fathers and signed me up for football. And I just kept focused on the field. What I was going through at home, see, a lot of people, you know what I mean, they see the things that I did in my life, but they don't know what's going inside the home. So I took all that anger, what I was going in the home, onto the field. So it's kind of balanced me out to not to stay focused where I need to stay focused at.
Yeah, definitely, man. I like I said, man, we live similar lives. You know, we must be cousins or something, man, because we live parallel lives. I mean, I didn't go as far as you did, but I'm a small guy. I mean, you see my body makeup, and I didn't really condition myself to take advantage of my gift that the God that gave me. Football was my platform, and I thought as a young man that was going to take me to that next level. You know what I'm saying? And so,
Hmm.
because I was a small guy, I walked around with anger every day because I was yearning for that love from my father. I felt abandoned by him, and so like you. I took football as my platform. So I would go out there hit. I don't care how big you was or whatever was going on. I'm gonna hit you. If I'm on defense, I'm hitting you. If the ball's in the air, it's my ball. If I got the ball in my hand, I'm running over you. I'm going around you. I'm doing whatever I got to do because I'm in survival mode. And that football, that was my field to survive. At the same time, release everything that I had inside of me. And when I got off the field, I was a shy guy again. I wouldn't talk around people. I became a real shy dude. I was withdrawn because I didn't have nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have nobody. I didn't want to challenge you. You want to challenge me because you looked at me and said, yo, this guy got something. Well, I don't have nothing that you need, but you want to try to take out what's inside of me. You try to break me. So I would walk around, man, and I would go through cats that's like bullying me because they see something in me that I didn't see at the particular time. And I was like real shy, man. I wouldn't talk to the females like I should. And everybody look at me, they look at you, like, yo, the girl wants you. They were like, all right, it's cool, I didn't have no father, no man to tell me how to approach nobody. You know what I'm saying? Even though inside I was like, yo, I was a beast. I could take on whatever. But outside, when it's time to come out, I'm like, oh man, I don't know how I do this.
Wow.
And so I grew up in California, bro. I was originally from Jersey, and I went to Jersey went to Cali when I was 9 years old. And so now here I'm forced to grow up in California and no guidance, no father, just me and my mom, no family support. All my family's 3,000 miles away. So I'm out there in Cali, and I'm like, man, streets of LA, bro, with no support. My mom, she didn't really understand what was going on, but she was just being a mom, making sure I got somewhere to eat and live, you know what I'm saying?
Not only that, man, you came from the East Coast to the West Coast, two different
mentalities.
Apples and orange right there.
Yeah, as soon as I hit the spot, I'm like, first the food was different because we got the Spanish food. So I'm dealing with that. But then as I'm growing up in the system, as far as, the schools, I'm back east. And on the East Coast, it's a lot of mixture of whites, blacks, whatever, it's blended.
Yeah.
I get to Cali, it's all blacks and Spanish. So it's a culture shock, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. I totally believe it. I've been through a lot of that, and I moved out here and I had the same experience. What you felt in Cali, that's how I feel here in Phoenix,
Yeah, so at a young age, man, I learned to adapt to my surroundings, the people, and learn how to deal with, the culture, to not so much blend into and to be who they were, but learn how to, manipulate the situation to benefit me so that I wouldn't be out of place, you know what I'm saying? So I can learn how to talk amongst them, even though keeping up with who I am to a certain degree, I was still a young man. But, so football, like you said, that became my outlet. I went to Venice High. We played down in Venice. We lived in Venice. And so that's where I really started playing my ball. And they had a couple of dudes that was in Venice High that was a higher grade. They was like junior high, junior or senior. And so I'm playing Pop Warner. So I'm doing my thing. They're like, yo, you must be related to the Jenkins. I don't know who these cats are, but they had the same last name as me, and they was balling. So everybody thought we was connected. It's like, yo, you must be connected to the Jenkins because they balling like you. I'm like, I don't know who these cats are, but hey, that's just what we do. You know what I'm saying? So we just balled out, man. But because I was a small guy, I didn't get that respect, because I was a small dude.
Yo, man, I always felt, growing up, I didn't sprout until my high school junior year. I was somewhere around 5'7", 5'8", all the way through, to a sophomore year. And then I used to get to like, you short too. Yeah, I know how that feel, but it's funny how the tables turn. I just sprouted. Now I'm taller than everybody who say those things to me back home. So but while we on the topic of football, I just want to tell you, man, football was really a major outlet for me, man. Because I just want to let the people who watching this show, my parents, I can count on one hand. My dad only came to 2 of my practice in my whole entire life, and I probably want to say he probably been to 2 games. And I'm gonna let you know how long I've been playing. I've been playing Pop Warner since 9. For the Delray Rocks, Delray Rocks in Palm Beach County, and all the way to I retired at I believe 27. 27, 28 was my last times lacing them up. But I just want to let the people know, even though your parent is not there, use that, make a negative into a positive. So what I'm trying to say is, when I used to show up to the game and get off the bus and I don't see my dad, I don't have any family in the stands, but the people from my neighborhood, they treated me like family because they knew I was one of the best in the city. So I used to bring the city out, me and my teammates. But I just channel that and that much rage and anger went onto the field, because that's something that I can do and use it, and it's a positive tool, what I'm trying to do to win the game.
Right.
But use that energy, because it happens, because there's been times when the games is over and I'm looking at other people hug and kiss their mom and daddy, and I gotta go home and like answer the people like, where are your parents, Henry? And then I just ignore it. But I just want to say, anybody who's watching this, kids or whoever, man, football can be therapy. You know what I mean? Sports,
Oh,
you know what I mean, in
definitely,
general.
definitely, definitely. That was my therapy, bro. Like I said, there was a lot of traumatic experience, man. A lot of trauma was going on in my house, being coming from a single family household, growing up in South Central LA, and no support. Like you said, my father never came to none of my games. Even when I was in
Mhm.
Jersey, I started there in Pop Warner, in Paulsboro, New Jersey, and I played. I don't know if you ever ran against Rock Ross. He's from Paulsboro, New Jersey. Kevin
Uh,
Ross. He
oh,
played
okay,
for
okay,
KC. He's a coach around the league. So he's
yeah,
from Paulsboro, New Jersey.
okay,
And so I'm from that
okay,
town. He from that little small town down there. And so the Rock, he made that name. Put Jersey on the map along with Howard, Glenn Howard, that played football. They from there.
oh, nice, oh
Yeah.
yeah,
And it's also Willie Flipper Anderson. He's from
wow,
from there. So these are cats that I know growing up that played ball. I watched them in their years, to a certain degree. But I played ball down there. My father lived in the same town, bro, but he was locked up most
wow,
times, so he couldn't come to my games. You know what I'm saying? So I
yeah,
played like a year or two down there, and I went to Cali. Oh, definitely ain't gonna have nobody see my games. You know what I'm saying? My mom came
yeah,
to a couple of my games, and when she came to a couple of games, I was trying to show out, and I ended up getting injured.
hey,
You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
I was really trying to ball. I was playing running back, so I really tried to ball,
hmm,
but they knew if they get me out the game was shut down. So they got me
oh
down.
yeah,
We played against like Compton, I think it was a Watts. They got me on the ground and started beating me up, bro. And they had me over
oh
backwards, so I'm laying on top of somebody else. And the ref's like, I get up, my stomach's this way, and I'm all twisted up. So I'm like, yo, why you didn't blow the whistle? He's like, you wasn't down. I'm like, I wasn't down. I wasn't moving in. So what's the difference? And they beating me up, bro. And so
yeah,
one particular time they got me, and I tried to stop and make a cut, and I hit my toe, and I was out the game. I cracked my toe, so I was out the game. And that's why mom was at the game. But I definitely understand when you look in the stands, you have no support. You know what I'm saying? You
yeah,
got cats
yeah,
cheering you on, you balling out, and you look around and nobody in the stands saying nothing. All you hear is your announcement, your name
yeah,
over the announcement, but ain't nobody giving you no love. That
yeah,
hurts, bro. That
yeah.
hurts. That
Yeah,
hurts.
it hurt. It definitely hurts, man. Because to be honest with you, man, all of that from where I'm from, man, is a drug infested area. But all
Yeah.
the drug dealers will be at the game, and I can hear their voices cheering me on and stuff. But it ain't the same when your parents and stuff. You
Yeah, no
know,
doubt. No doubt. And their
so
reasons
that's
for cheering you on because they were trying to motivate you to maybe manipulate you to come on their side.
not, yeah, that could have happened. But you know what I mean. They the ones who told me this ain't for me. I'm sticking to the
Right.
field
They
and the
they
books.
saw you. Yeah, they
Yeah,
saw you.
yeah, yeah. At a young age, you know what I mean. Like I was saying, I was the type of player being recruited when I was playing Part One. So you know what I mean. So
Wow.
in Florida, if you see those videos that they probably I seen them show like a story about Part One and how it is in Florida. It's really like that. You know what I mean. So uh, but like I said, it was a blessing to have some of those guys there cheering me on, because they were really like my neighbors and stuff like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Give a better understanding of the situation and relatives. So you know what I mean? Those you can see why a kid can look up to those type of people real early if your parents not involved. So that's why it makes it important for us fathers to be in every step of the way we could. You know what I mean? So I'm
Yeah.
gonna try my hardest to do it.
Yeah, that positive, that affirmation, man, that positive reinforcement, it goes a long way. It doesn't matter who it comes from. You just want somebody to love on you, man. Whether it's a hug, whether it's a fist bump, or whether somebody saying, "Yo, you the beast, you out there." You giving those words
Oh
of
yeah,
affirmation, and they like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let somebody notice what I'm doing. So how did you dealt with those traumatic experiences, man? So how did you, when you went home, and like you said, you preparing, just to go to school and everybody's coming around, yo, Henry, you the man, so you're getting all this respect around on the streets, but you wasn't getting none at home.
nah, not at all, man. Like, cause to be real honest with you, when I was in foster care, my first two parents, the first two family I did live with, they were awesome. They one thing that they left me with is how to do homework. Come home from school when I was in the foster care, put your book back down, get to the table and do homework. Now, now to speed you up to date, when I went up with my pops, nobody can help me with the little things like homework. You know what I mean? Or school activities and things like that. So I commend those people putting that, installing that with me, and how to do homework and how to ask for help when I couldn't understand, because nobody in my household can really help me with homework because their education level was real low,
Yeah,
So
yeah, and I don't think a lot of people really understand that too, man. When you look at the school system now, and we got a young cat that's coming to school, and he may not get no food in his belly, or he might not have any proper guidance at home, and so he's coming up with all he got. He's getting there, doing everything he can to go to school because that's his safe haven. But when he get
duh,
there, he can't
that's
really
me.
focus and understand because he don't have no guidance at home. So he ain't got the discipline to do his homework. So teachers all him like, giving him, saying things to him to sit still, do this, do that. Then he gets labeled because he can't focus on the work, but he don't have nobody to help him at home to reinforce what he's learning in school. And that's the trauma. That's a traumatic experience for a young kid.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And what you just described is me, because there's been a lot of times that's the only meal I got of the day at school. So guess what that means? I had perfect attendance, and
Yeah.
that that installed with me, because I noticed when I got to college, I still was making perfect attendance. So it helped me. You know what I mean? For just I hate to say it, to go to school to get lunch, but that's why I used to wake up looking for it more than education, because I wasn't getting it at home. Pops was on the drugs. If my dad had to make a choice to go buy a dime bag,
Yeah.
two kids, please believe me, folks, he will go and spend on that money on that dime bag. You know, so things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely know what you mean, bro. My father, he didn't, he did what he wanted to do. He didn't take no responsibility. I didn't get no shoes from him. I didn't get no clothes from him. I didn't get no birthday gifts from him. He carried around my football when I played for Venice. He carried around my picture in his wallet. So when I
Hmm.
did see him, I care about you. I love you, man. Look, I got your picture and stuff like that. I'm like that, bro. That ain't doing nothing for me.
Yeah,
You carry my
man.
picture around in your wallet in the jail cells or whatever. Ain't doing nothing for me. You ain't called me. You ain't write me no letter. You ain't doing nothing to show that you care for me. You know what I'm saying? But the drugs and everybody else got your love. The little
Yeah,
girls got your love. The jail got your love. I didn't get your love.
yeah. Yeah, I truly understand that. I understand every bit of it, because my dad he's 65, and last month he got arrested for possession at
Wow.
65.
Wow.
So when I wake up every day, I call him every time that, you know what I mean, man, should I call this man? Because at 65 doing the same old thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
we gonna hold off on that, man, because like I said, we got a parallel life, brother. So we gonna hold off on that. I'm gonna get to the part where we glorify you, because that's what we're here to do more or less anything else, man. So let's get to your glory days of you, and then we'll fall back on your father because he had his opportunity. It's your time to shine
all
right
right,
now, bro. So
yeah,
let's talk about your
definitely.
days, in the league, man. How did you get recruited? Where did you go to college? At what position did you play until you get that transition where now Henry gets the ball out, Henry gets to shine?
Well, I'm from Olympia Heights in Boca Raton. That's a high school in Boca, right next to Delray Beach. So it started there, and I was very highly recruited. You know what I mean? From Florida State, Florida Gators, Miami. The list go on. But I did decide to commit to my University of Miami in '99, and from there, some things happened. Coach Bush Davis left and went to go coach Cleveland Brown, so I decided to take it to Kansas State. So went to Kansas State, had a great time. It was hard at times, but that's the business that you have to really grow up and understand. NCAA and the programs, what they're trying to do is just win. You know. So after the whole process playing at Kansas State University, and I made a mistake. I'm sorry. My freshman year, I went to a community college in Kansas called Garden City. It was kind of like a pipeline for the University of Miami. And they
Mm-hmm.
the one who actually got me there, their coaching staff. I believe the coach name was Bill Miller at the time. And that's how I ended up in Garden City. And then I became an All-American there freshman year. and then I went to Kansas State from there, and then I played for under Bill Snyder at Kansas State University in Manhattan. And it was a great experience. Big 12. My great memories with those guys. The thing that I want to leave there is playing with great guys like Darren Sproles and Terrence Newman, Melvin Williams, and Dan Levers. These people in the league at the time. When I was going through my process to go professional, I actually went to camp with the Dolphins, and did my workout. Coach Dave Wanstead was there at the time, and then I decided to take a year off because some things, when you're going through process, I went free agent out of Kansas State University, but I had plenty of workouts with Atlanta Falcons, and the Texans, and a couple other teams. But when I did get my opportunity, I actually ended up going to play arena ball at New Orleans Voodoo, and then I played there and I bounced around a little bit there. So, but outside of just football, the story I also was an actor. So in the off season, I would go do acting. I used to work for NBC. I was part of a TV show called Friday Night Lights, and a great experience. The guy who plays Smash, he's actually from New Jersey. His real name is Galis. So you know what I mean. When you said Jersey, you was from there. And I thought of him right away. So I want to thank the high school teachers for helping me, put me in drama to break that shell, because I was a shy person there, how to talk and communicate in front of the crowd and the audience and stuff like that. So, I'm getting that urge, and I'm thinking about, I'm thinking about one more year where I work at right now. And then I want to get back into acting, because I stepped away from it. Because when I said when I have a kid or a daughter or a son, whoever it is, I'm going to be there every step of the way. So what that means is that, like I said earlier, I was going to be a father and not a dad. I'm not going to be selfish and continue my career. I said I'll take a back burner until they get a certain age, then I'll go back so they understand what daddy do. So that's my little life story. I probably missed out on something. I did a lot of things in my life, but if I remember, hopefully we can do this again.
Yeah, you being humble, man. You being humble. I can understand that though. It's hard. It's hard sometimes when you do a lot of great things to speak highly about yourself. But I
Okay.
know you've done some great things along the way, for not only for yourself, for a lot of people in your life, man. Just being throughout, like you said, you do a lot of different tours where you speak to people, and you spoke to some people's life, and you probably changed a lot of lives, man. And so you continue to do those great things, man. But I want to ask you some things that you talked about. As you was in the league, man. What was that experience like being in the league? Now that you went through all those stages that you went through, going to junior college, then you got to go to went to a Big 12 college, and now you on the big stage, man. I know, like I said, I've named up like 5 or 6 guys that I know that made it there, And sometimes, they say in the football field, even anywhere as you're playing football, you only one game away from ending your whole career. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One injury away from
Oh
your
yeah.
career being over.
Oh yeah. Definitely. My experience of playing is, when you at that on the big stage like that, growing up from like I was telling you earlier, you see football as an outlet. You trying to bust your butt every day, and be better, be the best, because you want to get out the situation you in. But when growing up, that's all I know. But when you get to that level, you got to know the business side of things. You know what I mean? So a lot of people like who's going through the situation I went through at home, you know what I mean? We don't really understand the business. And the play is kind of last. They know what you can do as an athlete, but if you don't understand the business side of it, you can get very frustrated and things like that. You know what I mean? Because when I was telling you earlier, I took a year off because I had practice one day, and the coach Wanstead gave it to me just like it is. He laid it out just like this. A lot of people think that I'm the head coach and I make all the shots. He said, Henry, you one of my best guys, but the person, if somebody signed a signing bonus for $2 million, whatever they gave them, and you just a rookie coming in, they gonna want to see that product on the field. So that's what I mean. It's business before play. That's how I took it. You know what I mean? I didn't understand the business, and I had to take a step back because you've been told your whole life you work hard, you do all these things, go to school, and you get there, you don't know the business side of it, how it go really, and it'll make a player do that.
Yeah, and that's the less fortunate side of it, man. Because like we just talked about earlier, you don't have no guidance. You have some parents that kept you disciplined to going to class and doing your homework, but now you on another level. College, you went there, you went to class, you did what you had to do. But now you got to go to another platform. Each step you got another level to go to. But as men, and we still talk about being a grown man and being mature. And the Bible says, when I was a child, I thought as a child, I reasoned like a child. And when I became a man, I put those child's ways behind me. But if you don't have nobody to teach you how to be a man, and it comes more to just being a man and being physical, being your physical aspect, or being able to say, I can take care of myself. Like you said, the financial part of that. How do you handle that money when they're going to give you this big contract? You don't know
Mm-hmm.
if you don't know how to
Yeah,
count your money, you don't know how to manage your money, what you gonna do with it? You know what I'm saying? How you
yeah,
gonna manage it? Mentally, you're not ready for that. They're gonna set a $30,000 check on you for one day, for one game. How do you handle a $30,000 check for 1 week? And I don't
yeah,
think a lot of young kids understand that.
yeah.
They're not getting this over time.
No,
You're getting $30,000 for 1 week, and you like $30,000 for 1 week. What do you do
yeah.
with all that money, bro?
Yeah, yeah, and you can see why a kid like that in the type of situation me and you went through make a mistake like that, But it's like I was saying, going back to what I said earlier, school was the only time I really eat a lot of nights and a lot of mornings and days like that. So you know what I mean. I learned how to make $10 stretch. So I was really like, you know what I mean. I didn't fall into the trap. You know what I mean. Like people, want to spend that much money. I was still going to like, even though I was playing, I was still going to Burlington, Dollar Tree or 99-cent store. I was still doing things like that. So you know what I mean. So I didn't want to make that mistake.
So what advice would you give those young guys out there now that see the media, the hype of it all? I mean, they want the fancy cars, the clothes, they want all the bling, but they don't know how to manage it. And then you look and see they in the league, and 2 years later they ain't got nothing. They dead broke. I know, they talked about a lot about NFL players going dead broke, bankrupt because
Hmm.
they don't know how to manage their money. They in the league for 2 or 3 years, and then they on the streets, literally on the streets.
Oh yeah, yeah. What I would definitely say to the kids out there, what we didn't have is that they can see it. They when we grew up, they didn't promote because there's guys before us doing the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So you get where I'm coming from. So we couldn't see that. We really had to learn on our own. But what I would definitely say, kids, if you watching ESPN or when they do 30 for 30 and all these things like that, pay attention to that. Learn from it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? There's a lot of guys out there, who played there 7 years. I know guys who did a lot of, play a bunch of years, but they, mismanage a lot of financial like money, you know. And one, I think what hurt a lot of guys in the league is like having all these kids in different states. You know
right,
what I mean? So I learned from a teammate sitting right like I'm sitting in my car, but I learned from a teammate. I seen grown men's cry, on check day. You know what I mean? Because so much is gone.
right.
So you know what I mean? I would definitely say, you know, wait, do it the right way, get married, wait until you have kids, make sure this person is for you, only you, and she believe in you because you got to watch the females too. A lot of people get while they playing everything good, but when the show stops, they ready to go. You know, so you really gotta look into character at the kids and young kids out there, and make the right decision because I got a lot of teammates that I talked to them personally. I had some dudes that been drafted in the first round, and one time asked me to help him pay his light bill, and yeah, he had a $30 million signing bonus. You know what I mean? So I got some crazy shit. I seen it. I'm a witness of it.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I mean, you talk about a lot of things, man. We're not gonna go into that because I want to start once again, big you up, man. Praise you. But we talk
Yeah.
about the one thing, man, is management with the females and managing money. Period. You see these IG girls out here, man. These photos of these IG girls, and all these girls is walking around here looking like superstar models, and they getting strapped up and getting kids, just from Just they want the money. They vultures. They come around when the money come around. You know what I'm saying? And they just want to be
Yeah.
taken care of. And so we
Yeah.
gotta understand if a young man don't have that guidance, he gonna go for it, look good because he won a trophy.
Yeah. Yeah. He does. Yeah. Um, you know what I mean? Like I said, you want a lot of money taken away from you, or you know what I mean? You know, I'll just stay away from all that. I'll
Yeah,
wait.
it's
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I say, it's a deep subject, man. It's a lot going on out there, and that's the reason why I wanted to have you come on, man. And hopefully we could come on another time and talk about a lot of different things and how to help these young men navigate becoming a man, and if they get into the league or if they get to a professional area where they got to manage their money and what's going to come at them. People will come at you with bad investments, tell you this is the best deal that you could ever get into. All I need is $50,000, and I give you $200,000 back. You got the boys from the hood tell you, come on, man, let's flip this money over. You'll get this back. Everybody coming at you from all different directions, and you don't have nobody, no family support, and you still deal with the trauma. You still deal with the trauma of your life because now even though you're on a big stage, you ain't got nobody at home cheering for you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got nobody in the stands. 50,000 people, and ain't nobody in the stands for you.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't got nobody in the stands. Like when I was in college, you know what I mean? It starts there really. You know what I mean? And then you get to the league because the college, you know what I mean? It's a big business itself. You know what I mean? It kind of puts you it gears you in a little bit, but you definitely have to, when you get to the next level, the league, everything mostly free. People throwing themselves at yourself, at the person. So it's a dangerous game, but these kids got social media and everything, so the outlet is real
It speeds it
easy
up.
for them.
It speeds
Yeah.
everything up, man. So, like I said, I want to continue that we can try to get together and work together as a team, man, and try to bring some resources to help these young kids coming up, as well as the males, man. Speak to these males so they can go back and be responsible for their child, man, for their kids, and build that strong. That's what Dynamic Dad is about, man. Mentoring, co-parenting, giving the men the resources, positive and attitude, full of energy and new ideas, but it's empower, encouraging, and elevating these men to get the resources they need to be strong men, to be fathers, you know what I'm saying? To be dynamic.
Yeah.
That's what the whole platform is about.
And that's an awesome thing that you got going on. And I'm happy to be part of it.
Yeah, like I said, man, I hope we could team up and do some bigger, better things. You meet my team, man. Once you meet my team and you get together, you about to get back into acting, man. We got a lot of things set up, man, and so hopefully you can be a part of that, man. We're not just this platform right here, this podcast. There's a lot of things that we got going on behind the scenes, and we definitely doing some big things, doing a lot of lectures and tours. We setting up for that. So I definitely love you to meet my team, man. You can hear what we got going on, and hopefully you can be a part of that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, definitely. Just let me know. Like I
Yeah.
said, give me a heads up, and I'm there.
Yeah, we'll do that. But I want to ask you, man, being that it's Father's Day, and I'm not going to keep you too much longer. This is one
Okay.
big question I want to ask you, man. So I'm going to put you really on the stand right here, man, because it's something I know is dear to your heart. You mentioned it a little while ago. So what do you find to be the most surprising part about fatherhood, bro?
About father waking up, seeing their little faces, being there, giving them something different, giving them something that I didn't have. You know what I mean? Making their, she knows I'm here to protect her, and for her my daughter to hear her say that is an awesome thing, and fatherhood is an amazing thing. You know what I mean? I couldn't
Yeah.
figure out why my dad didn't want no part of it. You know what I mean? It's an amazing thing. You get to watch some of you and some of her within your kids. So I think that all that there is amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I mean, I have two kids. My daughter's 25, and my son is 20, about to be 21. And so it's definitely an amazing thing. We would have went through a lot of different things in our life. I actually, like I said, I was trying to call him to get him on here. He's been exposed and seen a lot of different things and been around a lot of different people through my experience as well. And this, getting exposure has meant a lot to him. I got a couple pictures with him and Muggsy Bogues and Jonathan
Oh,
Stewart.
nice.
You met Stu from the
Oh yeah.
Panthers. Yeah, because we
Okay.
lived in Charlotte. So Jonathan Stewart came
Right.
to my church and he came there and spoke one time, So we got a couple pictures
Nice.
with Jonathan Stewart, a couple different people here and there, not to really be trying to drop names, but that exposure helped him, you know what I'm saying? To be around
Yeah.
people such as yourself on that higher level, you know what I'm saying? So let him see,
Yeah.
you guys are reachable, you're touchable, you know what I'm saying? You're not just on this platform and you don't care about you know where you came from. You humble yourself.
Yeah, man. And that's one thing I pride myself in when I, got into acting and playing sports. I want to be the humblest person ever. Like, where I'm from, I always been humble. I remember being on set and a couple of actors would be, hang around me, and I'm like, why why you guys hanging around me? He said, you probably the most humble person ever here. You know what I mean? In television business. So, you know what I mean? I think for most athletes, we need to present ourselves more humble. We're approachable. At times.
Yeah, definitely, man. So hopefully we can do some big things together, man. I have reached out. One of me and another brother that worked there, CJ, reached out to Marcellus Wiley, and we tried to hit him
Okay.
up. He responded back to us, but he didn't respond. So we was trying to wait for him to come on. And what I was trying to do was get professional ball players either on this stage right here on this platform for IG Live, or for Facebook Live, or Facebook period, or Zoom, and ask them these questions I'm asking you about fatherhood.
Okay.
So that didn't go down. I was hoping if not, before Father's Day, or maybe still possible, we could get the fathers on and talk about, what is fatherhood to them. And so we didn't get that connection. And I was trying to reach out to my man. I got a few people that I know in the league, but they don't play no more. Like Paul Spicer. I don't know if you remember him play for Indianapolis, and he went on to the Saints.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
family. That's
I
family
remember.
right there. That's family right there. So
Yeah.
I haven't been able to talk to him in a while, but I mean, just get a brothers on, man, to let these young men see that you guys are reachable, man, and be able to get on a platform and help them understand that everything ain't glitter and gold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. It's not, like I said, you know what I mean? Some of it can be gold and some of it can be glitter, but you definitely got to educate yourself of the whole scenario, what's going on when you get to that
Yeah.
level.
Yeah, so if I could ask you one more thing, then I'll let you go, man. What one great advice that you would give to these young men coming up about a new father coming up and taking care of his young son or daughter? What advice would you give that person?
I would definitely, if a young father and I had to speak to him right now, I'd just say, listen, make sure it's a teamwork. You know what I mean? Teamwork. Communication is key. You know what I mean? I think about me and my wife communicating the way we do, it put me in a better position to be a great father because she's the backbone. But having that support, it helps me support my kids a little bit harder. It makes me go harder each and every day. So, I would definitely tell those young men, communication, make sure you there to support and be there for your kids, and make sure you tell them you love them. You know what I mean? Because I was a kid that grew up. I never heard those words. I can't even count them on one hand, but I say it every day to them. So make sure you there. You showing them that you care because you don't want them to go somewhere, find it somewhere else. So that's what I would probably tell that young man.
There's some awesome words, man, because words of affirmation, they go a lot. Not just for you telling your children, but as far as you and your wife giving the words of affirmation in front of your kids. You know what I'm saying? For them to hear you say to your wife, I love you, baby, or giving her hugs and affection, that goes a long way because it's showing them that, you have that connection with your wife. They can have that bond with another female too, or another male, and they see it early. They see the healthy part of it. Sorry about that. They're seeing it at an early age between you and your wife, and that's very important, man. So I commend you for doing that, man. Continue to be that leader in your household. Continue to be that leader in the community, man. So one thing, man, drop your whole name on me, man, because I keep calling you Henry, and I ain't saying your full
Oh,
name.
my name is Henry Bryant.
All right, man.
Henry Bryant.
Henry Bryant. So one thing, this is Down in Dad, positive attitude, full of energy and new ideas. And I just want to thank my guests for coming on. And brother, happy Father's Day to you, man.
Thank
Happy
you,
Father's Day to you, man. You
thank.
deserve it, man. So you continue to have a great day, man, with your family. Enjoy that, man. And let's talk outside of this forum, man. Hope you can meet my team and we can do some great things together, brother.
Okay.
All right, man.
Just
You
give
have a
me a
great
call
night,
when you
man.
turn.
No
You
doubt,
too.
man. Take care.
Bye.